Hey y'all, welcome back to In the Kitchen with Baker Girl. Thank you, Jesus. It is another beautiful day to be in the kitchen, and I am back with this delicious Appalachian beef stew. Now, I am feeling kind of sad because this is the last soup video in my soup series. This is it, y'all. However, let's cheer up, put our aprons on, roll up your sleeves, and let's go in the kitchen and make this Appalachian beef stew. Now, I am using this beautiful cast iron Dutch oven that was actually gifted to me by a very, very close friend of mine. She gave it to me. Thank you, Kay. I love it. It's beautiful, and it works perfectly for this recipe because a typical Appalachian beef stew is cooked in a giant cast iron pot. Now, yes, don't do like I did and wear a mustard-colored apron. And then, of course, meat is popping and spattering. I put a tea towel on because I didn't want to cover my apron. It doesn't look very good, y'all, but that's okay. We'll get past that. The important thing that is I didn't want to damage my apron. Now, I could just hear my mother going, Sarah. Now, you want to char this meat. That's really the key to the flavor of this soup. Don't just brown it. Give it a good char. Do this outside if you have the ability to do so if you want to. The kitchen did turn quite smoky. But once you brown all of your beef, and I'm using beef sirloin, by the way. I actually bought a whole sirloin, which is a gigantic piece of meat. But I bought and then cut it up into more manageable pieces for what I need, and then I froze the rest. So once you have all your beef seared or charred, you want to remove it to a plate. And then I added some butter in and added in a diced onion and a small portion of diced celery. You need the butter. You can use olive oil, but I trimmed the fat off the meat, so you need some kind of fat. Season this up very simply with some black pepper, some all-purpose seasoning, some onion salt. I added in some dried sage because this is beef, so I used some dried sage and some Chipotle powder. And then I used some, Sarah, I can tell you by sticking your nose and stuff. This is ginger garlic paste. I actually found this at Costco, which makes it a lot easier than grating your own ginger garlic. Don't skip the ginger and garlic, by the way. It adds tons of flavor. Now, add your beef back in. I'm adding in about a tablespoon of soy sauce. You can use Worcestershire sauce. I didn't have any. Soy sauce is a perfect substitute. You can use either one for this recipe interchangeably. I wouldn't use both. It could get a little overwhelming. But you can use either one. Now, just stir that around. When I tell you this smells so good, it was like, okay, done. But no, we're not done. I'm going to add in some chicken stock. You can use some beef stock if you want to. I don't have any beef stock right now. But I do have chicken, plenty of chicken. Y'all know my chicken bone broth. And I added in one small Thai chili. Don't cut it and it won't be so spicy. Now, yes, I am using chicken bouillon in a beef stew, but that's okay. We're going to get over it. And you all know how I like my chicken bouillon. But you can use beef bouillon if you want. Use either one you want. Now, cover the pot and let the meat simmer until it's somewhat tender. Now, you can do this in an Instant Pot. Cook it for 20 minutes on high in an Instant Pot. But on the stove, you're going to let it simmer for about 40 minutes until the meat is getting tender. This meat was so fall apart tender. It was delicious. Now, I'm adding in 3 cubed red potatoes. I'm using 1 1/4 cups of Lima beans. Now, if you all remember my previous video, I went in the refrigerator looking for these. Well, yes, this is the veggies that I was expecting to find and it didn't. So I knew they were there this time because I purposely reminded myself to put them there. Now, I'm adding in 1 can of stewed tomatoes and 1 can of Rotel tomatoes. Use whatever you want, but that's kind of what I was going for because this is a beef stew. Add in 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. Don't skip the brown sugar. That's kind of what set an Appalachian beef stew apart from a regular beef stew. And the brown sugar won't make it sweet. It just kind of balances out all those flavors. Now give it a good stir. You want to keep this on a simmer. You don't really want to boil it at this point. The meat is done. You're just trying to marry the flavors and cook the veggies. So cover the pot. Let the pot sleep for about 20, 30 minutes. Keep your eye on it. That's why I've got one eye open. Keep your eye on it. You really don't want to walk away because you can overcook your potatoes. Now, once your soup has simmered gently, oh boy, that soup was so delicious. I mean, if you have not tried an Appalachian beef stew, you must, because it is delicious. And I truly hope my mother would have been pleased because she loved this kind of thing. And I hope you guys like this video. I hope you give this beef stew a try. Oh, thank you, Jesus. It was so good and so delicious. And I think it's one of my favorites so far. Leave a comment and let me know what has been your favorite soup out of this entire series. And leave a comment and let me know if you have any ideas for another series. So follow, like, subscribe, and the good Lord willing, I'll see y'all in another video. Take care, y'all. Bye.